slings and they send them off to aquariums, where they're going to pay anywhere from $4,000 up to $50,000 a head. Then they kill the rest for the dolphin meat. The horror of lying on your side, out of the water, having trouble breathing, hearing the sounds of your pod mates as they're slaughtered. I just said to myself, just keep filming, and then get this film out of here.
Hardy Jones has returned to Japan many times. His mission is always the same: to tell the world about the slaughter. He's never a welcomed visitor, especially by the local fishermen.
Oh, now they're running. They always want the video. They always want the video.
No.
I just ran away from them. I knew what those dolphins were experiencing. The only thing I can do is I can take pictures and show the world what they're doing.
And what they were doing was unthinkable. Because of the efforts of people like Hardy Jones, media stories about the slaughter have
Welcome back to
attracted the world.
Philippines Uncut. I'm Buddy Cunanan. Tonight's topic is ending the slaughter of dolphins. And joining us are officials of the Earth Island Institute, led by Trixie Concepcion, the Regional Director for Asia and Pacific. And also now joining her is Carl Ramirez, the Campaign Officer of EII. So welcome back, Trixie. And of course, welcome.
Thank you.
For first time the show, Carl.
Thank you for having me and having again Earth Island Philippines.
No, pleasure. Pleasure to have you guys here because you guys are heroes, really. Heroes for the environment, heroes for the world. And I mean, that other video, I almost want to tell the studio not to show another video anywhere because it's really heart-rending. Huh? You see all that blood in the water?
Yeah.
And that is actually from the dolphin slaughter. No?
Yes.
It really is a massacre. It really is a wholesale massacre of this beautiful, wonderful species. No?
Yes.
And we ended the last segment and you talked about what Yoko Ono said about her appeal to the Japanese people to end the slaughter of dolphins. And I understand even the daughter of John F. Kennedy, who's now the ambassador, diba, had something nice to say. What did Ambassador Caroline Kennedy have to say about this?
She said in her tweet message sometime in January, she said she's very concerned about the inhumaneness of the hunts, and she said that the U.S. government has always been opposed to drive hunts. I mean, with her position as the ambassador to Japan, that particular tweet has sent a tweet storm, and everybody actually from around the world started tweeting about the issue, and it got the State Department, no less, of the United States involved in the issue, and they are bringing this matter to their Japanese counterparts in the Japanese government. So to us, it's a good development, but at the cost of so many dolphins. The reason why Ambassador Kennedy tweeted that was because at that time, they herded 250 individual dolphins into that cove, and there was that big danger of killing all of that 220 all in one day.
So the killing really is not for the meat, as we talked about earlier, but it really is what? Sport? It's fun? I mean, I can only think of one thing. I mean, right, either they're pests or it's for fun. I mean,
it's the money being paid by the dolphin show industry. It's like an order that they're placing. I want this particular species, this size. And for that particular hunt in January, they actually found a very rare albino dolphin. It's a white dolphin, which was a prize, and that particular dolphin is now at the Taiji Whale Museum, and I don't know if they're waiting for the highest bidder or they're going to use that particular dolphin in the exhibition. So our guess is the thing that's fueling this whole thing, it's not about the eating, because the Japanese don't eat it, it's the dolphin show industry. That's why Rico Barrios always told us, you want Taiji to stop watching dolphin shows.
Okay, before we go dive into that, let's talk about Carl. Carl, you're the campaign officer. What does campaign officer of EII do?
I'm the present campaign officer of Earth Island Philippines. Earth Island has a lot of tasks to do for its advocacy, and I'm the one who is in charge of propagating its message about dolphins, propagating its message about advocacy for the protection of marine mammals and the marine environment.
How do you spread the message? I mean, did you liaise a lot with media, with online, social media, also try media? How do you do it?
Well, for one, aside from being Earth Island's campaign officer, I am also a full-time musician and a part-time filmmaker.
Beautiful,
So,
nice.
partly it's about being creative, using art,
For sure.
using different form of how to attract people and get their attention in a short span of time. Because nowadays, people, even children, have a very, very short attention span. So how do you package your message in a very brief slogan, very brief note, very brief message that would give a very great impact?
No, for sure. Arts really, as a force for social change, is powerful because it hits the heart. Art hits the heart. It rhymes, diba? It hits the heart, and when you have the heart of someone, the rest will follow, no?
Right.
And so, as Carl said, maybe 10 years ago, this MTV generation. Now it's a YouTube generation. No?
Yes,
People
yes.
actually, I know people who watch more YouTube
Yes.
than television. So
Yes.
what you're doing is actually spot on, and really you're targeting the youth, and these are the people who are going to carry this fight forward. No?
Yes. In fact, our very recent project with EII, before I became the campaign officer, I did the video, I directed and produced the video of Earth Island, 5 short public service announcements about plastics, about saving Manila Bay. We did it in a parody, in a video featuring Raymond Bagatsing.
Nice.
It's about love for the bay compared to how plastic is, paano yung plastic nagiging sagabal sa isang romantic na situation.
So 5 videos, how long are the videos?
About 30 seconds each.
Nice. And they're on YouTube already, I assume.
Yes,
and
they're on
anyone
YouTube,
can watch.
yes.
Okay. Before we talk about plastics, let's talk about, let's finish this dolphin issue because now we've talked about Taiji and the problem there. What about the Philippines? What's going on with dolphins here? I mean, are they endangered? Are there any hot spots or critical areas that we have to look for and police?
Right.
What is the situation here?
Well, Filipinos are right on. If we want to do something about stopping the killings in Taiji, we can do something very concrete here because the dolphins that you will see here in the Philippines in a dolphin show park all came from Taiji. They're all,
Really?
yes. Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. So if you want,
I
that's
can
the
think of
connect-
2 areas. I mean, there's
Yes.
it's public knowledge anyway. There's
Yes.
Manila Ocean Park and there's Subic.
Yes.
The thing in Subic.
Yeah.
So those are the only 2 I'm aware of. Are there
Yeah.
others?
There's another one down south, but that is not legal. So yeah, the legal entities that are operating is one in Subic and one here. But the one in Subic is the one that has all of its dolphins
From Taiji.
coming from Japan. Yes,
Coming
Taiji.
from the area where the whole slaughter happened.
Exactly.
All of them are, wow, that's
Exactly.
that's shocking.
So if you want to stop it, stop the killing in Taiji, stop watching dolphin shows anywhere,
Okay,
especially in the Philippines.
let me ask, let me throw this at you, because I like to present both sides of the coin. No? And I've had also some of these personalities who are operating these dolphin shows on the program. And their rationale is, okay, maybe they have 2 or 3 dolphins, but they say the cost benefit is, fine, we have 2 or 3 dolphins, or maybe 4, let's say even for the sake of argument 6, in captivity. But the amount of awareness they're able to reach, I mean, for people and the public they're able to reach through their shows is so big that it definitely outweighs the cost of bringing the dolphins and keeping them in captivity. What do you guys have to say about it? Let's hear from Carl, campaign officer.
Well,
Yes.
when we did the documentary End Captivity Now, it,
Yeah.
it featured the dolphins in Ocean Adventure.
Mm.
When we did the shot, I brought my kids,
Okay.
my 2 kids, and after watching the dolphin shows, the only thing my eldest son knew about dolphin was how they jump up and down the water and dance to the music. But conservation and protection of the dolphin was never thought of in the shows. They didn't even have these pamphlets or educational material about how Filipinos could even in the context of the Philippines, protect dolphins. Or even about where these dolphins came from. They didn't even mention about Taiji, Japan, or even the Solomon Islands. At that time, there were dolphins also at Ocean Adventure coming from the Solomon Islands, who were there for, I think, yes, they were being rehabilitated, quote-unquote rehabilitated, and eventually brought back to Singapore at Resorts World.
Okay, Chrissy?
So it's, if you ask all of these kids, they're saying, oh, it's pretty educational. But that has been debunked many years ago because in a 1980 study commissioned by the United Kingdom government, they asked experts to actually assess the content of the dolphin shows. So when you see dolphins, swimming through the hoops, or jumping or
the
bouncing.
fish or being fed fish to swim and stand
up on its tail and swim backwards. What does that tell you about their life in the wild?
It's very unnatural, no?
Nothing.
They don't do this in the wild.
Exactly. All of the behaviors you see of dolphins in dolphin shows, dolphins never do that. They never jump through hoops in the wild. You never see a hoop in the wild, you know.
Yes.
And it doesn't talk about how dolphins relate to the other dolphins and their environment in order to survive.
Yes.
You know, so it's actually, according to the scientists, according to the experts who review dolphin shows and their content, they say it's actually counter-educational because we think that dolphins are like this, that they can bounce balls, that they're like humans, that they can like nod.
They can clap or flap
Whatever.
like as a means of communication to people. Now, okay, you guys are up against considerable odds here because these shows, these parks have a lot of money to spend on publicity.
Yes.
Now, you as campaign officer, Carl, I want to ask you, what is the response? I mean, you've been going around, I'm sure, trying to convince people not to go, talking to media partners, etc., etc. What is the response to your EII's campaign to end going to these dolphin parks and these shows? What has been the response?
Well, the first thing we did was present the issue, the campaign, in a video. We did short videos about people talking about dolphins, and even we have Rick O'Barry speaking for the Filipino advocates. And we have these longer videos, if they are really interested, that dwell on how to protect and how they could stop.
But my question is, what has been the response? I mean, do you see more people waking up and saying, hey, I mean, I shouldn't go to these shows. I mean, what has been the
Actually, the multimedia campaign has a greater impact. The response was much quicker than when we had educational discussions, because discussions would take time, although it was more substantial. Pero yung video, ang bilis ng mga nung sagot, ang bilis ng kanilang pagtugon.
But are you in touch with people, groups on the ground who go to these shows and say, and parang a light bulb just turns on and says, I wasn't aware of this and I'll never go to any dolphin shows again.
Right.
Do you feel that?
Yes, we actually have networks now, not only Earth Island, but other groups. We're very happy that they've taken on the advocacy, and they actually go to schools and they're talked to schools. And the kids in the schools actually pledge not to watch dolphin shows.
Really?
They write small postcards saying, please set the dolphins free, we don't want dolphin shows. We even have a youth lawmaker in the person of former Congressman Raymond Palatino, who had a House resolution in Congress to stop the school field trips to dolphin parks.
Has that been, the campaigns with schools to stop going to the parks, has that been successful?
There are schools that pledged actually not to watch, which is LaSalle, the entire LaSalle system.
Ateneo?
There are classes in Ateneo that has stopped. Are you from Ateneo?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to these guys tomorrow.
Miriam has stopped.
Yeah.
They're not going to have any more school field trips in dolphin parks. So there are already schools that are leading this. And we think that with the legislation or with the resolution that I think we just need to push a little bit more, I think we can get,
Well, I want to say, God bless my brothers and sisters in LaSalle. So, anyway, guys, you have to pause for a break, but more of EII's advocacies, including the No Plastics Day, when Philippines Uncut returns.